Hi, everybody. I'm Louise Gittleman, the First Lady of Nutrition, and I'm talking about detoxifying your liver and how crucial that is to losing unwanted weight. So the spoiler alert is this. The liver has always been a focus of all of my weight loss diets, and because of that focus, they've all been rather successful. And the liver has two major functions, my friends, to detoxify the blood and to break down fat. So a healthy, high-functioning liver will break down fat efficiently, provided that we supply it with fat-metabolizing nutrients like choline, methionine, and inositol, and also supply it with liver-supporting herbs and enzymes. The unfortunate thing today is that most of our livers are overstressed. These organs were designed to remove the toxins that occur naturally in our bodies, such as the ammonia that forms when protein is metabolized. But our poor, tired livers are now doing double, triple, and even quadruple duty just by purifying the toxins we deliberately invite into our systems. And that's from the alcohol, from trans fats, from vegetable shortening, from fried foods, from sugars, sweeteners, drugs, especially Tylenol or any drug containing acetaminophen, and even some of our herbs like valerian or pennyroyal. Now, if that wasn't enough, our livers must also filter out the air pollution, the additives, the preservatives, the toxic fumes and chemicals, or even the parasites that I've written about in my books like Guess What Came to Dinner. And that's where you have to think about your parasites such as Giardia as well as Cryptosporidium. All of these assault us, each and every one of us, every single day. So basically, when the liver is overloaded, it dumps the toxins into the bile. The thick, viscous bile that results cannot properly emulsify fat, and that little bulge at your waistline could be the result. Given how hard we make them work, no wonder our livers can't metabolize fat properly. You know, many years ago, when I first began directing my clients to consume liver-supporting foods, such as eggs, especially the egg yolk so high in choline and the juice of fresh lemons, I noticed a remarkable drop in weight, even when the rest of my clients had diet and exercise patterns that remained the same. What I learned way back then, over 25 years ago, is that freeing up your liver to do its job might be the single most important step you'll ever take in improving your overall health and achieving your weight loss goals. The liver is where it's at. Many of my clients have been surprised to learn that medications they considered relatively harmless, whether it was birth control pills or Paxil or Lipitor, could be unduly stressing their livers and interfering with their attempts at weight loss. So over the years, I developed a 3-phase fat flush eating plan, with the first phase focusing uniquely on detoxification and support of the liver. I found that the focus on the liver could produce extraordinary weight loss results even after only 2 weeks. And there, my 2-week fat flush was born. But although the detox process ultimately leads to high energy levels, better hormonal balance, glowing skin, improved digestion, and an enhanced immune system, it can be tiring at first. The oil-soluble toxins that barrage us in 21st century America are deposited in body fat, insulating them from the rest of the system. As your body fat begins to melt away, we're exposed to these toxins as they're recirculated in the system, which can sometimes cause minor fatigue and/or discomfort. And so I made sure to mitigate these effects with a very high fiber diet, which was carefully composed in my first book, The Fat Flush Plan, which was a New York Times bestseller. And then, of course, the first 2 weeks on my program is all connected to detoxifying the liver. Although cutting out the artificial highs of sugar eventually provides you with new levels of energy, your initial reaction to withdrawing from such an addictive substance can also be tiring and rather uncomfortable. And so I have learned, and I hope all of you do too, that you must first and foremost love your liver. You see, after more than, and it's been 3 decades now, working as a nutritionist, I'll admit it, I am in absolute awe of the liver. As far as I'm concerned, this amazing organ nestled away in the right side of the abdomen has more than earned its name, which derives from the Old English word for life. The liver is your key to life, even possessing the very unique ability to regenerate itself. Although your liver may need up to 2 years for this regeneration process, you can rebuild this vital organ with the right diet and detox plan, like my fat flush and radical metabolism. These programs will help regenerate your liver with special liver-loving foods that will keep it running smoothly and promote its detoxification. But first, let's get to know a little bit more about your body's hardest working organ. You see, your liver is a living filter. Your liver is your largest internal organ, responsible for a number of processes that help keep your body in balance. It regulates your blood flow, it supports your GI tract, and if you're a female, it keeps your menstrual cycles running in peak condition. One of your liver's most important functions, and the one most crucial to your weight loss, is breaking down everything that enters your body, from the healthiest bite of organic food to the poisonous pesticides that linger on your salad, from the purest filtered water to a glass of wine, or even a cup of pesticide-ridden coffee, from your daily vitamin and mineral supplements to the blood pressure medication that your doctor has prescribed. It's your liver's job to distinguish between the nutrients you need to absorb and the toxins that must be filtered out of your bloodstream. By the way, medications, even if they're beneficial in other ways, are experienced as toxins by the liver. So if you're taking any kind of medication, prescription or otherwise, that's one more item that your liver has to filter out. To do its formidable job, your liver engages in a number of detox processes, including a complicated two-phase procedure. In phase 1, your liver metabolizes and mobilizes up to 100 enzymes that bind with toxins and begin to oxidize them. Some of these toxins are neutralized or are changed into a less toxic form. They go on to be eliminated from the body in various and sundry ways, and no harm is done. Other toxins, however, are changed into a more toxic form. These so-called intermediate toxic compounds have to be broken down further in phase 2, during which the liver transforms them yet once again and binds them to an amino acid or nutrient. That's how your liver detoxifies heavy metals, solvents, petroleum products, alcohol, and medications, as well as some substances that the body makes itself, such as hormones. Now, there are 2 hazards to this two-phase process. One is that the toxic intermediates create free radicals, molecules that are missing 1 or more electrons. As many of you already know, these incomplete molecules exert a powerful pull on electrons in other cells, creating the kind of cell damage that can lead to cancer, degenerative diseases, and aging. Ironically, my friends, the harder your liver is working to detoxify your body, the more endangered your liver and other organs become, threatened by the influx of free radicals that result from liver detox. Because antioxidants are your best safeguard against free radical damage, you need a very, very healthy supply of the antioxidants and polyphenols found in colorful fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices to support your liver during the process. For phase 1, you need zinc, along with vitamins A, B1, B2, C, and E. For phase 2, you need folate, vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, manganese, and glutathione, as well as the amino acids methionine, glycine, cysteine, glutamine, and taurine. But there's a second danger to the two-stage process. The intermediate toxic compounds are often more toxic than the substances from which they originally came. So if your liver doesn't finish phase 2 detoxification because of the intermediate compounds, your efforts at detox have just had the opposite effect, overloading your system with extra toxins. All too often, your liver doesn't finish phase 2 because highly refined carbohydrates that you're still eating, white sugar, white flour, colas and candies, nitrates, hormones, and preservatives interrupt the detox process. Another set of disruptors is the xenoestrogens that I have discussed in many of my books, and you'll get major disruption from liver stressors like alcohol, secondhand smoke, medications, hormone supplements, including the pill and HRT, as well as excessive use of antibiotics. Any of these elements can interrupt the two-phase detox process, causing toxins to build up in your system. That's why if you're asking your liver to do extra work, it's crucial to give your liver heavy-duty nutritional support, supplying it with liver-loving foods. And I've written about these for decades. We're supplying it with liver-loving foods like bitters and cruciferous vegetables, because if you don't, you could end your detox with a weaker system and an even more toxic liver than when you began. And because a poorly functioning liver contributes to weight gain and weight retention, an improperly done fast will leave you in worse shape than you were in before. I've also written about the connection between the liver, the gallbladder, and the bile. So let me say this, that the liver in its infinite wisdom also produces bile, a crucial but underrated process and substance for the detox process. One of bile's main duties is to help our bodies break down the fats we need, as well as to assimilate fat-soluble vitamins, your vitamin A, your D, your E, your K. Without bile, we couldn't convert beta-carotene into vitamin A, nor could we make use of calcium. Bile is beautiful. Bile lubricates our intestines and works with fiber to prevent constipation. Bile is also where the liver dumps all the drugs, heavy metals, xenoestrogens, excess sex hormones from that pill and HRT, medications, pesticides, industrial chemicals, and even heavy metals like copper, so that all of these can be eventually eliminated from the body. Now, the first problem arises when our bile becomes so congested with all of these filtered out elements that it can't function properly. It becomes thick, it becomes viscous, and highly inefficient in breaking down fat. As a result, you gain weight because of toxic, congested bile. Meanwhile, if your liver isn't getting the nourishment it needs, it will have trouble producing bile in the first place. In that case, you'll have difficulty digesting and assimilating food, as well as metabolizing fats. You may even develop an instinctive dislike for fats. I don't want to get too graphic, but if you're wondering about your bile levels, I suggest you check into the color of your stool. You see, a walnut brown stool means you're enjoying good quality bile, whereas light-colored clay-type stools let you know your bile levels are low. Low bile levels may also be the result of too many toxins. Remember that thick, viscous, toxic bile is a sign of too many toxins. So when bile gets too thick, it has trouble moving through the bile ducts, and then it gets backed up. You end up short on bile. Again, your fat isn't properly metabolized, and once again, you could be gaining weight. By the way, the liver makes its bile from bilirubin, lecithin, vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, and cholesterol. That's why you need some cholesterol in your diet. So when you're choosing protein sources, don't forget omega-rich eggs. You can build up bile and support your liver by eating a variety of liver-loving foods. Lots of greens, lots of bitter herbs, lots of milk thistle, as well as dandelion root tea. You can decongest or thin your toxic bile with a supplement called Bile Builder, which contains a therapeutic dose of choline as well as other fat metabolizing nutrients. You'll notice the results immediately. You'll get better digestion, easier elimination, and a general sense of well-being. And for those without a gallbladder, Bile Builder is essential. Improving your bile level will also help with weight loss as you improve your fat metabolism, you cleanse your system of excess waste, you get maximum benefit from the foods you eat, and you'll feel fuller and more satisfied much earlier. So in conclusion, let me say that a liver clogged with poisons or excess fats cannot perform its fat burning and other essential duties, including maintaining blood sugar levels, storing glycogen, and helping to keep your body in hormonal balance. A poorly functioned liver results in stagnation. Freeing up your liver to do its job may be the single most important step you ever take in improving your overall health and achieving your weight loss goals permanently. My Fat Flush program was the first in the country that accomplished the task of making sure that your weight loss goals were permanently achieved in many different ways. One was through the antioxidant phenol-rich cranberry and water mixture that everybody drinks during my seasonal fat flush to keep those detox pathways moving right along. The benefits of cranberries keep on accruing. Cranberries were once analyzed with other fruits for their antioxidant power by measuring their ORAC value, and they registered at a sky-high rate compared with other elements in the diet. Cranberries are powerful medicine in neutralizing harmful free radicals and preventing them from taking a foothold in the body. So bring on the cran. That's 1 ounce of unsweetened cranberry juice to 7 ounces of water. Now, a daily intake of foods in the liver-loving vegetable cruciferous family also speeds the breakdown of fat-storing toxins and keeps new body fat from forming. And that's where your cauliflower, your cabbage, your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, that's where they all come in handy. Lemon and water first thing in the morning helps to thin out bile and tone up both the kidneys and the liver. Eggs, preferably from chickens that don't do drugs, are part of the regimen because their high sulfur content and lecithin helps the liver's detox pathways and aids in the forming of bile salts. My fat flush plan also includes several servings of whey protein to provide amino acid building blocks that are precursors to glutathione, which is the liver's premier antioxidant. And this, in addition, destroys free radicals and detoxifies carcinogens and all kinds of poisons in the body. So the bottom line, my friends, as I come to a close, is to say that when you clean up your act, the liver and its beautiful bile are nourished with the right foods and supplements, which will ensure efficient fat metabolism as well as efficient elimination of toxins and waste for lasting weight loss. This is Louise Gittleman saying goodbye, good luck, may you live to 120, and that's it for the First Lady of Nutrition. First Lady of Nutrition. First Lady of Nutrition.